लर्नर्स वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल बी क्यूरियस। आज हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम, जिसमें हम सबसे पहले पढ़ेंगे एनाटॉमिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स। ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन रिलाई ऑन स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स डिजाइन टू प्रोड्यूस मैच्योर एंड यूनाइटेड गैमेट्स, sex cells. The male reproductive system. The primary focus of the male system is the production, maintenance, and delivery of sperm cells. The testes. The primary reproductive organ. They produce sperm and secrete the hormone testosterone. They are housed outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotum to keep them 2 degrees Celsius to 2.5 degrees Celsius cooler than core body temperature, which is a strict requirement for healthy sperm production. Accessory ducts. Sperm travel from the testes through the epididymis, where they mature and gain motility, and move into the vas deferens during ejaculation. Accessory glands. The seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral glands collectively secrete fluids that mix with sperm to form semen. This fluid contains fructose, energy for the sperm, and alkaline compound to neutralize the acidic environment of the female reproductive tracts. This is a structure of male reproductive system, which include bladder, prostate gland, pubic symphysis, vas deferens, urethra, corpus spongiosum, corpus cavernosum, gland plenis, testes, scrotum, epididymis, bulbourethral gland, anus, rectum, sacrum, ejaculatory duct, seminal vesicle, uterus. अब हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. The female reproductive system is designed not only to produce eggs but also to protect and nourish a developing fetus. The ovaries. The primary reproductive organ that produce mature eggs and secrete estrogen and progesterone. The fallopian tubes, oviducts. These tubes feature finger-like projection called fibri that catch the egg when it is released from the ovary. Crucial, the middle secretion of this tube, the ampulla, is the exact site where fertilization occurs. The uterus womb, a muscular pear-shaped organ featuring 3 distinct layers: perimetrium, the outer protective membrane; myometrium, the thick material layer of a smooth muscle responsible for labor contractions; endometrium, the inner highly vascular lining that thickens every month to support an embryo or sheds during menstruation if fertilization fails. Gametogenesis, cell production. Gametogenesis is the process by which diploid stem cells, 2 and containing 46 chromosomes, undergo meiosis to become haploid gametes, n containing 23 chromosomes. Spermatogenesis, sperm production. Timeline: begin to puberty and continue continuously throughout a male life. Mechanism: stem cells spermatogonia divide into primary spermatocytes which undergo meiosis 1 to form secondary spermatocytes and meiosis 2 to form spermatids. These round cells undergo a structural transformation to grow a flagella and an acrosome cap filled with enzymes to drill into the egg. One stem cell yield for functional sperm cells. Oogenesis, egg production. Timeline highly discontinued. Yes, female is born with all the primary oocytes she will ever have, arrested mid division in phase 1 since her fetal development mechanism. Starting at puberty, a single oocyte resumes development each month. Unlike sperm production, the cellular division is unequal. It yields one massive nutrient dense ovum and teeny polar bodies that degenerate. Furthermore, meiosis second is only completed if and when a sperm successfully penetrates the egg cell membrane. The menstrual cycle and hormonal regulation. The female reproductive system operates on an average 28-day cycle, regulated by a feedback loop between the brain and the ovaries. Menstrual phase, day 1 to 5. Low levels of estrogen and progesterone cause the functional layer of the endometrium to break down and exit the body. Follicular phase, day 6 to 13. The pituitary gland releases follicles stimulating hormone FSH, producing prompting follicles in the ovary to mature. These follicles create estrogen, which signals the uterus to rebuild its endometrium lining. Ovulation, day 14. A massive spike in luteinizing hormone LH causes the dominant Graafian follicle to rupture, releasing a mature egg into the fallopian tube. Luteal phase, day 15 to 28. The empty follicle transforms into a temporary endocrine gland called the corpus luteum. It secretes high amount of progesterone, which contains the thick nutrient-rich uterine lining in anticipation of a fertilized egg. If fertilization does not occur, the corpus luteum degenerates, progesterone levels plummet, and the cycle reset in day 1. This is the graph of menstruation cycle. With day 1 to 5 menstruation occur. After that, follicular phase, then ovulation, which is highest on peak, shown by green, and 3 estrogen, follicular stimulating hormone LH, progesterone in blue, and after ovulation, this is luteal phase. Conception, pregnancy, and birth. When sperm are introduced, they swim toward the fallopian tube. Once a single sperm penetrates the eggs over larger zonal pellucida, a chemical reaction triggers the cortical reaction, instantly hardening the membrane to prevent any other sperm from entering polyspermy. The combined genetic material form a single diploid cell called a zygote. As if it travels down to the uterus, it undergoes rapid meiotic cell division cleavage, transforming into a solid ball of cells, morula, and then a hollow ball of cell called a blastocyst. Around day 7 post fertilization, the blastocyst burrows into the endometrial wall. Implantation. Pregnancy, gestation. The human gestation period lasts roughly 9 months, 38 to 40 weeks. The placenta, an organ formed jointly by maternal and fetal tissues, it facilitates the exchange of oxygen, nutrients, and waste products between the parents and fetus. Separate bloodstream. Endocrine function. The placenta secrete HCG, human chronic gastropin, the specific hormone detected by home pregnancy tests to keep the corpus luteum active so it continues producing progesterone until the placenta can take over hormone production entirely. Pasteurization. Birth is governed by a positive feedback loop known as the fetal injection reflection. The fully developed fetus presses against the cervix. This stretching sends a neutral signal to the parent's brain to release the hormone oxytocin. Oxytocin causes the smooth muscle of the myometrium to contract. The contraction pushes the fetus further against the cervix, signaling the brain to release even more oxytocin. This is accelerating loop continue until delivery is complete. Thanks for watching.